lemon meringue pie. And in this bowl I have a cup of flour, a kind of heaping cup of flour with a dash of salt. And in that I'm going to put a third of a cup of shortening. And I don't use a dough thing at all. I just use my hands. And I mix that till it's just about, recipes will tell you like cornmeal, but you don't get it to the ingredients of cornmeal. There's no such thing. You just do it till it's the right feel in your hands, just kind of like that.
Okay.
That's the consistency that it needs to be. See, just little marbly looking things. And in that I put a scant cup of water, a third cup of water. Now that's cold water. And I just kind of do that. The least that you can do, the better with the...
Is that self-rising flour?
No, plain flour. Plain, all-purpose flour. And then you just take it up in your hands and you kind of do it that way. And then you set it all there. Now I've got my grater there that I'm going to be grating lemon in just a minute. But for right now, we're still doing crust, and we just kind of sprinkle that on there like that. And I'll just move this out of the way. And then I'll take my rolling pin. Now this probably will stick since I don't want it to. You don't want to use a whole lot of flour, but just enough to keep everything from sticking and from work real good at it. You can make this come out just a perfect round circle. Sometimes mine does and sometimes it doesn't. Depends on how big your pie pan is.
Does it matter what kind of rolling pin you use?
No, it really doesn't matter. They marble rolling pins that they've got on the market now, a lot of people like. But as I said previously, what you're familiar with is your best tool. And a wooden rolling pin. This rolling pin I had when I was in Arkansas in the late 40s and early 50s.
Did you buy it or?
It was given to me. A lady that thought I needed a rolling pin, I guess. I think she might have had 2 or 3.
And what are you doing now?
I'm pinching up the edge of that. You put your crust in your pan. You ought to be able to handle the crust without it breaking but don't be discouraged if you can't. And if when you put it in your pan, now I pinched it up around the edge like that. And you could just cut the remains off if you wanted to, but if you want to make it look a little different, you just go like that with your fingers and go around the pan. That's, in the meantime that I'm doing this, on the stove I have a pot of my filling. Now you don't have to do that if you're not in a hurry. You've got plenty of time to let your water get hot. Then you just punch that crust with a fork, just full of little tiny holes. Now that's to keep it from bubbling up from the bottom. They've also got on the market these marbles. I don't know what they're made of, but you can get them and lay them in a pie pan. After you've got your crust punched full of holes, you lay them marbles in there, and then you're sure that won't bubble up. I've never had those. I've always thought I would like some, but I just never have went that far. Now there, that's crust is ready to put in a 350 oven. And I just put it in there with the pan that I put in there to dry out. That's from our blueberry muffins that we had at breakfast. Okay. I've got to grate this lemon rind. That's real important to making a lemon pie taste like lemon. Now you want to grate it on the finest grate that there is on a grater. They've got all kinds of graters on the market that you can grate a lemon, but this one, as I said, is everything else I cook with I've had for 100 years. So don't go out and buy anything new because I don't want it. I want to just keep what I got. It works for me. Now there is the lemon grated. I'm going to squeeze my lemon juice in this glass lemon squeezer that you can't even buy anymore. But came from Arkansas in the late 40s and early 50s. And I don't remember for sure, but I think my mother gave me that lemon squeezer because she loved lemons and she used a lot of lemon stuff. So I'm going to use, wait just a second, I've got to read the recipe. I'm reading.
How much lemon juice?
A half a cup of lemon juice. There. Now, one reason I like to use fresh lemons, I just like the freshness better. And you get to put in a few seeds, and that way people know it's lemon pie. Now, I'm going to go ahead and finish that out to a half a cup with a little bit of lemon juice out of the bottle, simply because I don't have but one other lemon and I'm going to use it for something else. Now I put my grated lemon rind right in that like that.
Can you use that bottled lemon juice for the whole pie?
You can if you want to, but then if you use just lemon juice you don't have a lemon for your grated rind. So you always need one lemon. And then if you just have one lemon, you can finish out with the bottled lemon juice and you're okay. Now in that bowl I have 4 tablespoons of cornstarch and 3 tablespoons of flour and a dash of salt. That's
4 tablespoons of cornstarch.
3 of flour.
3 of flour. And what else?
In that I'm going to put a cup of sugar. Just like that. I'm going to get me a spoon here to be able to stir with. Now I'm going to add to that my water that I've had boiling over there. And I'm going to put, I'm reading my recipe here. I've got to get it where I can see it. 1.5 cups of hot water. It's been a while since I've used that, so I didn't just remember. Okay, now there is the cup. And you put it in this and you stir it up a little bit like that so it won't lump. That's the best way to do that, is to do that in your bowl. Just like that, and it works out really good that way. Now,
But you've still got some lumps in that.
yep, that'll come out in just a second. Now I'm going to put a pot of water on the stove to be getting hot in the bottom part of my double boiler. Water in the bottom of the double boiler, so that can be getting hot there. This is a little gizmo that I wouldn't take nothing for. And I just stir with that. If you've got a whisk, that's what you need. If you don't have one, you can use a fork, but I would recommend to anybody that they get them a whisk, or a whisk, or whatever you want to call those things. Now in that I've got to put a half a cup of water. So in there I've got my cup, and then that's my half. So now I'm going to pour that out. I'm going to put that over into the pot that I'm going to be cooking in. So there, I've got that. Put that right there. Okay, so at this stage I've got sugar, my cornstarch and flour, a dash of salt, and the hot water in that pot. Now you'll note that that water has not come to a boil yet, so I'm just going to set that like that, right there for just a bit. Now I'm getting me 3 eggs. And see, I'm just doing dishes. I just rinse that bowl out. Give it a right there. Now I'm not going to put that sugar up because I'm going to use that again. I'll put that up. I'm going to use that cup for my egg yolks. I'll put my egg whites right in here. Like that. Separating eggs is not the easiest thing in the world. So you just separate them just like that. And a little trick that I learned is if you happen to get a piece of shell in your egg white, in order to get it out, you use a piece of egg shell to get it out with. Don't try a spoon or your finger, anything of that nature, because it doesn't work that way. In the meantime, keep watch on your crust, your filling. Now the part that you put about when you put your cold water on in the bottom part of your double boiler, it's not boiling yet, so that's fine. So the water gets hot as this gradually gets hot, which helps to keep it from settling to the bottom. But you just stir that.
Do you ever set a timer on anything?
Oh, hardly ever.
How long is your pie crust supposed to cook?
Well, 10 or 15 minutes. 15 is a long time. Kind of depends on how hot your oven is. Mine's not hardly as hot as I had wanted it there. Okay, now I'm going to drain. You put another egg white in there. You can find your egg. Wait just a minute, Kathy. I want this pie to really have a good meringue to it, so I'm going to put 4 egg whites in there, but I'm not going to put that yellow. I'm going to put that right there, and I'm going to put a little water on that yolk. Now later, I'm going to use that in something to bake, so you don't throw it away.
So you just put water in on it so it will keep better?
Keep it from drying. Now I'm going to go back over here and stir this. Stir that like that. And it takes it a little while to start thickening. And at this point I'm going to quit stirring with my whisk, and I'm going to get me a long-handled spoon. Now I'll show you in a minute when this starts to thicken, there will be a little clear bubble, little clear lumps, so to speak, come up on that. Now, I have to check. You need enough water that touches the bottom of your double boiler. Now, if you don't have a double boiler, you can put a pot inside another pot and let it do the same thing. But I would encourage anybody, if you don't have a double boiler, don't get one just to make a lemon pie, but if you've got a double boiler, you'll learn that you use it for everything. Started to boil, if you can see the steam come out. Now wait just a minute, and there'll be some more of what I'm talking about here. Now, the reason you have to watch that carefully is that will settle in the bottom, and then you've got some lumps that you can't do anything with. You'll just have a lumpy pie. So it's doing fine. Now I'm going to say this and to show you that you don't get discouraged when you're cooking. I make this recipe one time and it'll set and cut perfect. You can cut it with a knife and it'll hold up like you wouldn't believe. I may make the same recipe tomorrow and you have to eat it with a spoon.
And you don't know what
And
you
I
did
don't know
wrong.
what there is about it. But it doesn't alter the taste, so the taste is what we're going for. But I can almost guarantee you if it's a time that I want it to be pretty when I've got company, you'll eat with a spoon. Otherwise, if it's just for me and Dad. Now, I don't know whether you can see that or not, but see those little lumps that are gradually coming up in there. Now, it's very important that you keep it stirred right now. See those settlings? That's as it's beginning to thicken. And I think that's doing great. In the meantime, I've got to check my crust. It's coming along just smart. And it might pay somebody to call Karen and tell her you're going to be just a few minutes late, and we'll be done short. That looks great to me. In that, I'm going to put my 3 egg yolks. But in order to do that, you take a little bit of this hot stuff out here and put in your egg yolk. Now, it'll set up just like a boiled egg. But this way, this is a miraculous little way of doing it. You put it in there like that and you just dump it in like that. And there you've got your yolk and your filling, and it's just coming along marvelous. Now, that is going to be a real pale yellow. If you want a rich looking pie, you can put a little bit of food coloring in that. Now you just stir that pretty vigorously because it's, but in your thing that you had your egg yolk in, take time to put some water in it so it won't sit there and dry out. Don't take but a second to do that, and it'll take you 5 minutes later to clean that cup out of wash when you're using it. Now, isn't that pretty? That's looking good. Now, I'm going to go back to the whisk just for a second. There. To just kind of whip that. Now, that's looking good to me. Now, I took that whisk out there, and again, put that in some water, and you're going to have your mess. Doesn't that look good? Except it tastes terrible right now. Now, we're putting in the lemon juice, seed and all. Whoever gets the most pie gets the most seed. Now, that's kind of hard to understand. So now we're going back to our whisk. Now, I always tasted that right along about now to see if that's the tartness that I want. That's just perfect. That'll lock your jaw. Okay, in that glass that I poured that lemon, that cup, there you are. Now I leave that, now that won't curdle or anything now. I'll leave that there for just, turn my burner off. Wash that in just a minute. Then I'll be ready to put it in my crust, which is right along about now. I think that looks great. But now when I take this off of here, stir that just a bit, and in that I'm going to drop, a tablespoon and a half or two of butter. Now that's an optional thing, but I don't never opt it because I like the butter. Now there we are with that. Now in that I'm going to put just, let me get my yellow food coloring. Yellow food coloring. So I'm going to put just a drop or two of yellow food coloring, and I'm going to stir that up. And that looks like I might have got a little much. Well, no, maybe when I get it all stirred through, it's going to go. Okay, there we are. Now that's, I could have made this crust even yesterday or early this morning, but I was busy making breakfast this morning, so I didn't get it done early. But now, and there it is. Now I'm going to make a meringue of 4 egg whites, beat them till they get kind of mixed. Then I add 3 tablespoons of sugar for 3 egg whites, which is 9 tablespoons. And I'll beat that, and then I'll put that on the pie after this cools, and I'll bake it in the oven, and then we'll get a picture of that later. So I think I'm finished lemon pie. It's been cut in as many pieces as I can get out of that pie. There is, as I said on the tape, sometimes it stands up good and firm, sometimes it's runny. This one happens to be firm. I think it looks great. Now Taylor's waiting to have the first piece.
Excuse me.
So that finishes that.
Yeah. You didn't know. What? Tell it.